All
Gotta
right,
get
you're good.
this
You're
up.
good. You're done.
Woo!
Wow, we're live. Thank God.
Woo!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another great episode of Super Desperation Radio. I promise this time it's going to be good. I am your host, Hell Pockets, joined, of course, always by Gibby, Manchest, and Lord Walkman, and Mecha MacGyver, Alex Sanchez, and Super Effects, Paul Zuba. That's the first
I like
time
that
I've
you
ever tried
struggled with it.
No, I thought it had it had an accent above it, like in music, where like, I have to accentuate the ooh sound.
Oh. And as usual, for about, I'm thinking it's 85 to 90% of our shows, Kelly AI-kun is probably playing Final Fantasy.
Maybe you don't know that. Don't stereotype her. She probably is though.
I've given up on trying to get her to play a better
I think
game.
that's accurate, actually.
But we've gotten all the silliest out of the way, so let's get all the business going. We've got a pretty full show today. We have to cover the final round results and all the interesting things that happened therein. And we have a new Guilty Gear character. Well, kind of new, I guess, right? You know, it's new for us.
I mean, another player.
Boss character, playable.
Boss character
That's what we're
playable. There we
looking
go. I'll call it new because, dang it, like, we need new characters in that game already. I can already see.
How are we deciding that this is pronounced? Ramlethal?
Yeah, I'm saying Ramlethal because it's like lethal. Ram
No,
Lethal.
that's what I'm saying. Her name is Ram Lethal.
Ram
We're
Lethal.
not doing, no. If it's Ram Lethal, that's the dumbest.
Is this?
thing.
I mean, this has got to be some sort of musical reference, right? So what's?
It's got to be Ram Lethal. She's the first hip hop Guilty Gear character.
Wow.
You saw
But
that picture of her?
she's supposed to become playable, what? Sometime in April, right?
Mid-April
Yeah.
or something like that. So, I mean, she looks pretty interesting, but we'll get back to that later. And then we have some other things to talk about. But, like, I think we should probably start out with what likely is burning in the back of everybody's brains. Exactly what can you allow? What are you allowed to do at a tournament as far as the stick, use goes? And I'll let you guys handle that, but I just wanted to put you into it. I'm gonna go get a beer.
Wow. You're a classy individual.
So
Yeah, I did my job.
I mean, I guess I can preface this. Essentially, what it is that people were complaining about. He had a tiger knee macro, which is completely false and incorrect. What it really was that there were two buttons that had binds for jump forward and jump back, and they were complaining because Full Schedule is the player's name, was doing really good super jump cancel seismos, just consistently, because without having to move your hand nearly as much, and by pushing a button you remove a lot of the human element into it, and thus only get cleaner motions. And essentially, I think that's perfectly fine. It's just another button, so what's the big deal? I mean, anybody else could do this, right? It's not something that's nobody could do. I think people were just upset because they lost, and that they didn't think of this first. Because, I mean, why not, right?
I think that's obviously the biggest case, is that people lost and they're making excuses. But to an extent, I think it was also blown out of proportion by the fact that you had other Viper players such as Marlon Pai. Kyohei came out and said, "This is humanly impossible." And that's not true.
Yeah.
Because even using hitbox, it's way easier. And even people just using stick have been able to do it in the past. So
Yeah, it's not humanly impossible. I mean, even especially if you go look back and think like what about Desk? That dude can do practically anything.
Yeah,
human.
I was gonna point that out. People complained back in the Street Fighter 4 days. Back in Street Fighter 4 days, in the earlier days of Street Fighter 4, that certain things were humanly impossible. People have said the same thing in the King of Fighters scene. People have said the same thing in just about every scene.
Oh
That
yeah.
you can't do something, and then you have combo makers doing them without any macro, without any programs of any kind.
Oh, don't worry, guys. The Iori Infinite isn't a big deal. Nobody can humanly do that.
It's not optimal for
So yeah,
tournaments.
I wasn't even gonna bring that up. I was talking about like King of Fighters 2K2 and 98
Oh.
stuff. Yeah, this is just as good. People would complain that stuff was humanly impossible. You can't do it. You physically cannot do it with your hands. but
You have to have the
People can
robot
put-
devil's hands.
like when they were saying that, Kyohei can't even do this. I'm like, who gives a shit? Kyohei can't do it. That means this guy can do something Kyohei can't do. Simple as that. So, yeah.
That means we're asking Kyohei to admit that he's not as good as Full Schedule.
That's not necessarily true.
No,
That's
it's
just
not
in
true,
one,
but
one aspect of the game. But while that's not true, I'm sure other people like to say a whole bunch of things that aren't true as well and blow things out of proportion. So.
totally.
Yeah, and the other thing was, if he was doing things that are humanly impossible, that means his neutral game is humanly impossible.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
And then didn't he say anyway that he didn't even use that button?
Yeah, he said he didn't use those buttons, but the issue with that was there was no proof that he used them. There was no proof he didn't use them. It was just big player names, words against his word, and people are going to take their word over his most of the damn time.
Despite the things they've said in the past that were proven to be bullshit.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think the biggest red flag was when people started using the term macro to refer to what he had. Now, I would defer to our resident SNK expert who has probably played a numerous amount of douchebags online that had legitimate macros. Now, Gibby, button binding, in essence, is setting two inputs, be it a direction and a button or two buttons, to a single press.
Yeah.
Now, a macro refers to having a sequence. Like, the most basic of sequences you could have would be something like a fireball. So you press the button, and then suddenly that button makes it so your stick registers, or whatever your input device is, registers the necessary motions to do the move.
Yeah.
And that removing all possibility of human error.
Yeah, exactly.
Now,
Yeah.
how many times have you played against people, be it on, GGPO or what have you, that were complete but suddenly could do, Gato feint cancels without any issue?
Oh, I've played billions of those people, and I've seen worse. People doing infinites with all the lag online. People getting 100% combos the moment they touch you. People doing the most craziest shit that, once again, is not humanly impossible. Is definitely possible, but when you have, I want to say 15 frames of lag, maybe even more, and these people are getting it no matter what, even when the game freezes for 5 seconds at a time, yeah, they get it. And it's like, yes, this person just hit one button, and here we are. I got it.
I mean, you don't know that. Maybe they're just really that good.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they are. Maybe they are.
I also
know.
hear it's really prevalent in the Marvel vs. Capcom 1 room, where people just do Wolverine Infinite. They push one button and they just do it. So
I've heard the same.
yeah.
So that's
Also,
something
the word is that Marlon Pye didn't say that it's impossible. He just said that he couldn't get nearly it all the time. So, that's not. I'm not trying to tarnish anybody's name here or anything like that. Just
Yeah,
put the
that was
information
what
out.
Yipes had said on stream.
Yeah.
So that was what I was going with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't just Yipes that said that. Both Neo and Champ also said, or I don't know about Neo, but Champ said the same thing.
I'm sure there's some embellishment to the truth.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm also certain that it's the best idea to take a non-Viper player's word on how hard Viper execution is.
Yes.
Excellent. But for those who were interested, Adam Keats-Hart actually came out yesterday and made a ruling for Ultimate Fighting Game Tournament, UFGT 10. And he did a little bit more than that. He went into what he considers the definitions of button binding versus macro, and he went into a bit of the nomenclature and the ideas behind what he considers okay and what he doesn't. And that is up on the UFGT site, as well as iPlayWinner posted about it yesterday. So if people are interested in his ruling, go check that out.
It's a good article.
I agree with what Keith says pretty much 100% on this ruling.
I would have to also, because he very clearly defines what happened, at least what was described that happened. And up until yesterday, I feel like a lot of people were confused because, Alex said, a lot of people were confusing what Full Schedule was doing for macroing, and we just explained how it's totally different. So, he beat us to the punch on that, but, it clarified the whole position and basically
Well, honestly, I'm kind of glad somebody did. because I think there was a lot of, as we were saying, misinformation about what the difference between a macro is and a button bind is.
Exactly.
And if we're talking about different buttons at once, obviously, I don't know if anybody was paying attention to Street Fighter 4 finals, but there was definitely a situation when everybody just saw Infiltration move over and bind the 3-punch button. And just, yes, he was like, yep, I'm going to have that. And it's like, okay, so if we're talking about things that we're not allowing, then shouldn't that be out too?
Yeah.
Yeah, the issue with that is they say if the macro, or not the macro, I'm sorry, geez, now they got me using the word. If the button binding is allowed in game, as in you could do it in the control panel, it's perfectly fine.
I feel like that's also kind of a weird.
That seems really arbitrary.
Yeah.
And
I think that ruling actually came into play when Tekken started getting really popular at EVO, I think around 5.0, because I remember there was actually, I got to witness a huge argument between some guy from England versus a local player because he binded buttons, like awkward inputs on pad, like hitting the 1-4 input to shoulders. Because honestly, if you don't play like the sort of like crab style of holding the pad, it's really awkward to hit 1-4.
Oh yeah.
So he plays just standard controller holding and hit the shoulders for 1-4 and 2-3. And the guy playing against him figured out what he was doing and gave him complete shit. And then they got into an argument. They called Wizard over, or they called one of the cannons over, and it was like the binding is allowed through the game's control setup, therefore it's allowed.
Yeah. Tekken has actually always allowed that.
Yeah.
Whenever I play a Tekken on pad, I do the same thing. Because I don't play claw. I usually play with just my thumb. And yeah, you can't hit 1-4, 2-3 without some difficulty. So I will bind those to the shoulder buttons. But that's always been allowed in Tekken. As far as I know, at least, going back to as long as I've been playing the game. So, and actually what's interesting is that for a long time, Guilty Gear has allowed that as well. We always allowed a one-button FRC or one-button Roman cancel because for pad players.
Yeah, because
which of course became a problem once people figured out the glitch in plus R.
Yeah.
So these are not new things. These have actually been established over the years in the community as basically you play on pad for whatever reason and multiple buttons to one button is not an issue. It's not a problem. But people wanted to just honestly just start shit.
I kind of sense that too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to like, discredit anybody's emotions in that situation because I'm sure people were mad, but I also felt like it was kind of like, a moment for them to grab a little bit of attention when, there wasn't any left for them, And I'm not going to name any names, but it kind of blew up into that, and it became about pretty much everything else but what it was actually about for a second there. But there was a sunny side to it, Full Schedule basically became a household name overnight.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day he totally proved himself, so everybody can hold the L.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing I didn't like out of this was how people were splitting hairs about it. Like, some people were saying, like, it would be okay if it was an up or a left and a right, like if it was 3 separate buttons, but bound to only one thing. And it's like, on a pad, a diagonal is just one input. On a POV hat, it's just one input. Just because it actuates two, then should we ban sticks and OBSF and all that because it's going to hit 2 of the switches at one time with merely one directional input? Like, I think that was just like pretty. I don't know. It's like people were trying to get a cop out of the thing, but honestly, I feel like it's silly to think of a directional, whether it be up left or up back, and hit 2 switches be considered a 2-button bind. So, I don't know.
I mean, I'll say this much, like, binding in general blows my mind. I don't think it's wrong, but I definitely, like, it's one of those things where if I hear, like, people do it, I'm just kind of like, huh. Like, when Reynolds told me he binds his buttons, my mind was blown. My world was shattered. And me and Abe just stared at him for like an hour, like, wow, you bind EX buttons.
Well, and a lot of California players in Marvel 3 bind one button dash,
That's crazy.
which apparently was not widely known until this weekend too. So there's a lot of this. And although it's obviously not necessarily normal to bind a direction to a button, I can't really say that it's that, out of the ordinary overall, or that it somehow gives the biggest advantage ever, because people play on hitbox.
Yeah,
And that precision is allowed with hitbox the same way.
I was thinking about that real quick. Like, I was thinking about, he has an up forward and a back forward, or up forward, up back. But I was thinking, was that really a big deal? But then I thought about it. Like, if you were to tiger knee something that's a quarter circle forward back, like, you would jump away usually, right? Unless you can hit the up forward fast enough. And then, even then there would probably be some things that lag. But I was thinking, what if you tiger kneed Air EX Vapor Cannon, but you had an up forward button, so that way you would retain the momentum of moving forward with Maxima? Could you, tiger knee instant air and then still get a combo off of it with someone else in the corner? I was thinking,
Have
that's
you
actually
not
pretty
seen me play?
I'm just saying, that's awesome. I like that. I just never thought of that concept before.
You're dumb.
No, I'm just saying, people definitely, hop and do it real quick, or, things like that. But just thinking, there's probably a better practical application to do it even closer to the ground and even more instantaneous without jumping backwards. So, yeah.
Ask me about my tiger knees, Tony. Ask
No,
me.
I refuse.
My thing with all this is, so I've been against button binding. Like, seriously, I've been against it forever. I don't like it. I don't agree with it, but it's a rule now. People are fine with it, whatever. So if you allow one button dashing, which removes the error for dashing, so why don't you allow this? In my opinion, there's absolutely no difference. Just because the game allows you to bind dashing to one button doesn't mean you can't bind jumping forward, jumping back to one button as well. To me, there's absolutely no difference in the two bindings, because what do each of them do? Removes the error. That's it.
It does.
Just makes you secure what you're trying to do much easier.
And there's also another thing I was thinking about earlier today, and it's probably KOF 13 specific, but, Kim's a charge character, and his flash kick is usually, DC'd into the dive kick, and in this situation, somebody could just charge down and just, hit a button and just do, Hadouken motion. And it just does take out a lot of the work that goes into, the combo he does there. I'm not saying it's bad, but, I always figured there was a standard that people held themselves to. And I'm not saying that people are lazy for doing that, because they can pull off a lot more stuff and they make them stronger players because of it, but I just don't feel it's organic.
You know what I want to say in this situation? It is 3 simple words that have held true in any sort of competition.
Oh boy.
Play to win. If you're not playing to win... honestly, think about it. They're mad because this arcade standard, which doesn't even hold true for Marvel vs. Capcom 3, as it's not an arcade game, it's a console game.
Very true.
Why would you not want to remove any sort of human error as possible and just have the most accurate inputs as possible?
Because
why would you want to have yourself to be at any more of a disadvantage that you could remove by doing something else?
You are opening a really dangerous gate.
I know I am. I'm just saying,
it's because
sure.
they're pretending it's 10 years ago.
Look, I understand that, but the thing is that people are complaining, oh, he has this or he has that, and it's like, well, why don't you? It's not against the rules. It's not like he's, macroing things. He's just taking out the human error. That's exactly what I would want, I'm going to make a hitbox style thing that I call a wallop coffer just for myself, because I'm thinking, my inputs are so bad. My left hand is just, it can handle certain things, but there are so many issues I have. Why don't I just try and remove as much human error as possible? That way I can at least get what I want when I want it. It's just the evolution of games. Like I was telling Help Pockets earlier, why don't I just, have 4 directional buttons for one hand, on the right hand, just have a keyboard with every single button bound to something, Just
Well, a lot of MVC1 players who learned the game on GGPO play on keyboard.
I agree.
Yeah.
They do, and I don't really know exactly what. That, like, I don't even, like. Have we even gotten to that point where we would think about allowing keyboards inside of a tournament?
I mean, people do have them.
I know they
Right.
have them, but
And it wouldn't be the first time somebody's actually played in a tournament on a keyboard either.
Yeah. But even at the same time, for the hitbox argument, what was stopping any arcade owner from just not putting in sticks, but rather putting in 4 buttons because they didn't want to buy a stick? You know what I'm saying? It's just how the standard was arised, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to ring true all the time.
Well, and you know what's interesting is that people are complaining about this, but people have already been binding, the back button in Street Fighter 4 to allow plinking easier.
Yeah.
And this is a well-known thing. A lot of people have done this. But there it is.
Actually-
It's 2 buttons.
There's a thing about that where it actually isn't a bind. It's on the standard Mad Cat stick, you have the 8 buttons on the face.
Right.
Where most people will use the outside 6, leaving the initial 2 empty. What people were doing for easier plinking, because you can't plink jabs because there's technically nothing weaker than a jab, and plinking works by having a secondary input that's weaker than what you want. So fierces to mediums, mediums to jabs, and jabs
Right.
to X. X in this case turned out to be the select or the back button.
really,
So if you actually bind jab and select, you don't get a plink, because plinking works because it's a non-simultaneous input. There is a difference in
Okay.
between the frames. So if you do a binded button that has jab and select at the same time, you get nothing. You get
Okay.
that single input. But if you happen to hit, like for anyone that plays Tekken, like slide moves where you do 3-4 really quickly, but you happen to do jab and then slide to that empty button that is now triggered.
Down and back.
Yeah,
So,
triggered to
it's gotta
back.
be wired then.
Yeah, it has to be wired. Binding those 2 does nothing.
And from what I'm told, that works in the arcade version, which is apparently why it's allowed. Which, once again, makes absolutely no sense to me, because we're past the days of arcade standard as rules.
Look, we need to have dying-
People, I really also want to see people plink with the star button on a Vuelix cab every time.
Yeah, like,
I really.
well, I mean-
reach all the way over, like, ugh.
I've never seen Taukaka taunt loops in the arcade, but I'm sure people did it. So,
Oh
I've
yeah,
seen
there was
it.
like just one dude just reaching over to the side and slamming that thing.
Pop, pop, pop. That guy probably plays poppin' music. He probably knows what to do. So-
That
but
is
what
a
I'm
good
trying to say
argument.
is, why is the standard a dying industry? Arcades are like so on the way out, which is really sad. But why is this the standard?
You know why it's the
That's the only
standard?
standard we've known.
It's also the standard that serves the purpose of the people that are the loudest and the dumbest.
Exactly.
Because, I didn't lose. It was because you cheated.
He did something I didn't understand, and I'm going to tell
Yeah.
everyone the way I perceive it, which is completely wrong, but I'm right because I lost to it, and there's no way he's this good.
Well, I remember
This guy
people were
had
actually
flash-
saying like, hey, you want to have arcade standard? We should be having more arcade tournaments.
Yeah, but that's not possible for
Well, it's not
Marvel.
possible, but I mean, like in certain situations, it is possible. We just choose not to because it's like like SBO. That was like their standard because they just played on cabs, everything cabs. And in America, we do everything with console because it's obviously more cost effective. We can fit
Well-
more space and whatnot. And
Yeah. From what I remember in SBO for Marvel 3, they didn't allow button bindings either. But that's
that's
was
glorious Nippon though. They do everything
Yeah.
hardcore.
I don't. Obviously, that's not going to happen here. People rely too much on binding certain buttons for certain games, and some games, like look, I've said this plenty of times. KOF 13, you do need a button bound for EX moves now
Yeah, you do.
because of how terrible the input reading is. I've shown people multiple times. People have experienced it. Like everyone in this chat has played the damn game and like, oh, my EX didn't come out. I don't know why.
Heck yeah.
And I explained to everyone why. Then when they bind it to a button, oh look, it never misses. Go into training mode, try it out, Do 100 friggin' EX moves without binding a button. See how many times you can drop it. It's gonna happen. Goddamn piece of
That'll
shit.
work perfectly for me because all my
that
characters' heavy
goddamn-
attacks are terrible.
Gibby walks away to put on his Bengay.
Try doing a 50 frame
And
Sonic
ask
Boom
for
on
frame.
Super Turbo every time. You're gonna get the frame skip.
And that's what
Oh,
I wanted
that's
to ask. For ST, I know that obviously that's the only game that we still play with the arcade standard. But some people played with that new CPS2 thing, the consoleized CPS2.
Yeah.
And I'm told that you can actually bind buttons to it. Do they allow that button bind?
I don't know. I mean, because I know that you can use your own arcade sticks for it.
Yeah.
As far as I know, after playing, I know that you get to configure your stick, but I don't believe that there was anything said about allowing like 3 punch, 3 kick, that type of thing.
Okay. Because, see, this was my thing. I remember back in the day, shit, not even back in the day, just back in '08, in any Street Fighter game, binding triple punch would get you, like, burnt at the stake. Just binding anything was that bad. And then I want to say Evo 2010 started to allow it. Like, when they just became, like, super lenient on it.
From what I inferred from Twitter was that if you bound anything in Tekken in St. Louis back in the day, you were in big trouble. Like real big trouble.
It wasn't that bad. It was basically you just got made fun of.
Oh well, whatever.
People would literally just sit there and joke about you having to bind buttons
Wow.
to the shoulder. So
Look at this guy.
Maybe in
Oh
St. Louis
man,
getting made fun of
look
this
at him in
shit.
his stupid binds. Wow, I bet you commit to you married, dude. I don't know.
What the hell is your problem?
They're bound in matrimony. You know, people would just try and just like joke around with you the entire
Should
time.
have just gone into the George Costanza and like accused somebody of being a binder.
I don't even get that joke.
He's a binder, Jerry.
I don't get any joke on Seinfeld because there aren't jokes.
There you go.
Whoa!
You guys are terrible.
I just think it's because Seinfeld's not funny.
You know, we spent a decent amount of time on Buttongate, but there's something I really wanted to point out that made me really pleased about the whole thing,
What's
which
that?
was that Full Schedule kept screenshots of his conversations.
Oh my God,
dude.
Always get it in writing. Always keep a record.
Dude,
No
he gets
comment.
called a D-bag, and then he puts out the proof and basically gets to say S my D and K my A.
I didn't understand the rules, is what Wizard said.
That was so bad because is there anything worse than you can say as an organizer of a tournament than this guy is a complete D-bag and then he just posts you saying it's okay? Like, whoops! Maybe I was the asshole all around. My bad.
So, on this whole conversation, we brought up Keats. Keats just put up a tweet saying he's speaking to other TOs, and he may have swung the wrong way on allowing bind with direction and action buttons. He may amend that part.
Oh, the direction and action I think is kind of
Yeah.
weird.
Direction plus action? Yeah, I agree. That no, but it was just two If it's two buttons,
I don't think
two directions, whatever.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it all plays out. I'm sure all the TOs are going to come to some kind of an agreement, and that's going to be the new standard, I guess.
Just like, in war games, the only winning game is to not play at all. But don't do that, because you enjoyed it.
So, kind of moving on from that, we had another big issue come out of, I'm going to call it an issue, come out of final round, and that is the revelation of the 5th Ultra Street Fighter 4 character.
God.
Oh boy.
Wait, so that
Man,
was a
this
new
sounds like this room is full of opinion.
Actually, hold on.
Already.
This is actually pretty interesting because as someone who was out all of yesterday, I didn't get to see. Let me just look it up myself right now. 5th Ultra character. Revealed yesterday. DeCapre. It's a doll
Mhm.
with Psylocke hands.
Yeah.
Wrong game.
It's almost like we've known this was going to be the character for 6 months.
Yeah, actually, here's a really good question. would there have been any character that would have lived up to the hype for the amount of time we were made to wait?
Nope.
No. Nope.
What if it was actually Jean from God Hand?
Nope.
Wow.
We knew it was a female.
What if it was God, I don't remember her name.
If it was Jean
What
from
if?
God
What
Hand,
if? No, listen, guys. What if it was Prin from G&G? Think about that.
Oh.
That would be so sick.
No.
What if they just put someone from like a beat 'em up game?
what if it was
That
Morgan?
wasn't Final
I'm glad he cut himself off because I was
Yeah,
about
it
to. No, there literally could have not been a character after they made us wait this long that would have really made everyone happy. And after Ono even came out and said, I don't know that people are going to be completely happy with this character, why continue to hold it as a secret?
Yeah.
Hey, you guys may not be happy about this. We're going to wait 4 months. Who thought that was a good idea?
I gotta say right now that probably had some personal politics behind it, because if you're like a representative of a company, the last thing you should ever say is, you're probably not gonna like this, but we're gonna give it to you anyway.
Yep.
But that's not what he said exactly. He said, you probably won't like her at first,
That
but you'll
does
like
not
her
matter,
later.
man.
Yeah,
When you're selling
give her a
something, you
chance.
never say the words don't and like after each other.
Well, no, I agree with you, Chris, but I'm just saying that there was no way, given what she was, that she was going to make the majority of fans happy. It just wasn't possible. She wasn't an old returning character. She wasn't a Street Fighter 1 character that had never been playable before. So that just, that counted out the two hardcore fan bases right there. Like,
I don't know,
the
this
biggest groups
character-
of people who wanted a character, those are gone already. So you're just bringing somebody who has only been in the Udon comics, who actually read them. I mean, really.
I
have a lot of
I'll be honest, like I tried to
Nerds.
get the comic book
Nerds.
store owner to order them for me, and he laughed in my face and told me to get out.
Well,
Like
you know what? He did you a favor.
Yeah, he did actually.
There were only two things that would have lived up to the hype that they kept putting out for this character. And one would be bringing back someone that everyone wanted, like say, Karen would be someone
Cotton.
everyone loved.
Oh,
Yeah.
That or a completely new IP or a completely
Yeah.
new character. But this, obviously, no. People are claiming this is a new character.
So like basically
which-
a Hakan then, like
Yeah, like look, people
Con
don't like some of the
Viper.
new characters, but they're still new characters.
Yeah.
Like, one of the things that got people going is when they said that she's from another game. Is people are like, they could do anything. Like, maybe they finally like coughed up enough money to buy the rights for EX characters. Maybe they finally paid out the creator of Cotton and gotten the right back to that character. Maybe they used the Lucia from Final Fight 3. She's tight.
What
yeah.
if they
Yeah, I mean,
used,
all right.
like
Yeah.
Gibby said, Lieutenant Lin Kurosawa?
Yeah,
That would've been
Alien
dope.
versus
that would have been
Predator.
so sick. She would have been broken in this too.
Yeah, she would have. Her power is low, but her combos are huge.
But they didn't do that, and I think the reason why they didn't do it is because because now you have to ask yourself the question: are you not gonna buy it because of the copyright?
Well,
I
no,
mean,
that's the thing.
no.
Is I don't think anyone's going to make a decision whether they're going to play the game over her.
Maybe a couple holdouts, but whatever.
Well,
yeah,
you care
but, I mean,
about them.
they were probably not going to play anyway.
Yeah,
To
there's-
be fair.
you have three crowds of people. You have people that are not going to, or four crowds, I'll say. People who are not going to play. People who were waiting on the announcement to determine whether or not they were going to play. People who already said that they were going to play the new character, and then people who were like, "Yeah, I'm still playing this game no matter what."
yeah.
Simple
Yeah.
as that.
And so, like, as far as Capcom cares, they were like, "Dude, we've got our money." And the people who are saying they're not gonna buy it because of the copyright probably weren't gonna buy it anyway. You know?
Well, I mean, I think Capcom knows in their heart of hearts that for every copy that doesn't get sold due to the copyright, James Chen will buy 2.
That might be true.
One
What
of
if
these
this
days
is their business model that we get one of the dolls for every month?
What?
I think that actually might be something that happens. I don't think this is the end of it.
That's
Because-
not going to happen.
Hey, didn't we
What
say they weren't going to make anything after 20? Actually, no, they said they weren't going to make anything after 2012.
Yeah, but everybody knew that was a lie.
I mean, I can't
what
see
if we
them
get the other 2 playable dolls?
doing Julie and Junie.
Yeah, Junie's tight.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, but here's the thing.
I don't
like,
know why they aren't like one of them isn't in the game.
Because
Because
Junie
they-
plays completely different. Like, she has a really cool super that was abusive. She had a command throw. She had a teleport. She was like Yang with a 720 more than she was a Cammy clone.
Ooh.
Or a
I thought
360,
they
I'm
were
sorry.
like the most interesting characters in Alpha 3, honestly.
Not used
And
a
I
lot,
hated
but-
that game.
No, they were definitely two favorites, and there's still a bunch of other characters you can use from that. But I just kind of feel like there's two things working against Capcom right now. One, nobody likes the Cap, right? Two, she's not finished yet, and they've got very little time to actually, complete her. And if they do what I think they're gonna do, we're gonna get another Third Strike Chun-Li or Billy Kane.
Oh boy, Dick Kokonoe.
Where it's just like, obviously this
for
character
sure.
isn't finished, so we buff the shit out of all her normals and her speed.
Oops.
Can't wait.
From what I hear is that the one we saw on stage actually isn't even the latest rendition of her. And that there's actually changes from what we saw.
I'm sure there are.
Yeah, I heard that too, and I'm just like, why did we even see that then?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dude.
Because what we saw literally scared the crap out of mostly everybody in the room. She's
Look,
got
guys, I don't know why you guys are asking this. The whole reason they left this version in instead of the toned-down version of her is so Combo Fiend can destroy the winner.
He's like,
Zero
that
issue.
was all like, hey man, like we can't afford to pay this guy an extra $500. Just
Yeah, exactly.
kill him.
Look, I was joking around with people saying that $500 that would have gone to Ryan Hart if he won was Combo Fiend's bonus.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, he was fighting for his money. Look, I love Peter. Peter's a great guy, but I don't think he wants to lose $500 to this guy.
Hans is like, hey Peter, you want to eat at the big boy table tonight? Did you know what to do?
He's about to
totally
become a
get
made
that
man.
It was entertaining at least. We got to see Vanilla Sagat get destroyed, and
Yeah.
then AE Young get destroyed by
You
this unfinished character.
This was way off topic, but it made an interesting point in my mind. When you do edition select, does it revert motions? So by that I mean, does that mean Super Edition Dictator will have old quarter circle Psycho
I think
Punisher?
he will, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
they would
that-
have all the. If it's edition select, it has to be those motions as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I don't
they showed
think
it in
they've
the
said
trailer.
that. Yeah, I don't think they said
But they
that
haven't said
explicitly.
that for sure yet.
I don't think they've said it explicitly, but they said that things that are relevant to those additions are going to be available for the characters. So, how Punisher or Psycho Punish is double fireballs. There's also the whole thing where vanilla characters are susceptible to same frame fireball ultra animations, unblockables. Where like,
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Like, can
yeah,
you
you can do that to them, even though that's been removed from the game.
Huh, interesting.
So it's kind of how like in the versions of Super Turbo where like you pick whatever, they can't soften throws.
yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
it
would be
says
neat.
there's a video that showed Bison punishing Guile with Ultra 2.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I think the greatest thing about Edition Select is that it won't be tournament legal, so nobody cares anyways.
Oh,
Well,
I was
we'll
gonna
see.
say that the greatest thing about edition select is that it'll make all the characters that have gotten needlessly nerfed playable again. Like
Oh.
Dictator, who's
Yeah.
just a complete pile of garbage now.
But there's still the debate going on whether or not that's going to be competition ready.
Oh, there'll people will run tournaments for it.
That's what I
Yeah,
say,
yeah, there will be, but
I
don't
wouldn't
think
be surprised if the side tournament ends up becoming like one of those official side tournaments.
Yeah.
It could. It'll just depend on how messy it gets. Obviously, Hyper Street Fighter and Hyper Alpha both became issues.
hmm
We've seen in the past. Obviously, Hyper Street Fighter, CE Dictator, CE Guile are ridiculous monstrosities. And the Alpha had issues. God, I don't even remember. I heard Alpha 1 characters did just a truckload of damage.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. Because there was no scaling back then. They were just like, hey,
So-
you touched him 5 times, he's dead.
But, I mean, we'll see. It'll be interesting.
I look forward to it. I think that's if they're gonna bother to announce it at a major event, like a major tournament, and then do an exhibition for it, they should be willing to include it within competitions.
Yeah.
Yeah, Super Guile.
I still think that Edition Select should have you be able to pick CE Guile.
Wow. A little cheater.
That's too much work, man. They just barely finished the Capre. Maybe.
Look, I'll be honest with you guys. If Edition Select allowed you to pick, like, say, ST characters, I would be all for playing DJ in Street Fighter 4.
Like, what if they were like pixelated like they are in like ST against like the 3D model
I would play it
characters?
even more. I would still play it. That would be amazing for me.
What are you?
It would look
ultra
so
them?
terrible.
Oh
it's
yeah,
great.
dude. If I all of a sudden got to play ST Guile in Street Fighter 4, one button throws everything, I'd be in there. Hey, I don't give a damn about what you guys think. Yeah, option select this. Get chucked.
Let's get back to this motherfucker.
Yeah, they option select them to jump in to see what you do, and then you just instantly flying buster drop them. Just like,
You're like, whatever. But other than that, final round was a great tournament. Tekken, I think, was, in my opinion, the jewel of the show. Had, as always, a fantastic tournament, a great top 8. It was great to watch, always. Venezuela came strong.
Yeah.
I'd heard before the tournament, that they were a force to be reckoned with in Tekken, and I'm sure a lot of people didn't even know about their scene, and they put themselves on the map for sure.
mm-hmm.
So that was an amazing thing to see.
A quick aside about Venezuela. I want to give it up to everybody that put up the American flag versus the Korean flag in the stream chat when it came down to El Negro versus JDCR. Because you're technically right. It is part of the Americas. Just not the America you're thinking. I mean, for effort.
I'm sure we got a couple, Venezuelans in America. That's fine.
There might,
I used to be neighbors with a couple.
Yeah,
And I don't know, like I'm one of those people who didn't really know how strong the Venezuelans were. I had no idea that they would go this far during or at the tournament until I talked to Bronson for a bit. He was saying that he was saying that El Negro would definitely get top 2. He said he's 100% sure he's going to get top 2.
Well, he's 100%
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I was like,
Dude,
damn,
I
Bronson.
believe, from what I had heard, Bronson actually played him in France.
Yeah, that's Bronson and Jimmy, I think it was.
I forget what the name of the French tournament that they hold every year and invite people from Americas and Korea. But apparently he played El Negro in France and got messed up real bad. That was what people were telling me.
Damn.
So
I was watching that thing and it's just, it's like they were playing like they're playing KOF, and that's not a bad thing. But it's like, man, he just had no fear of anything up until like grand finals. Like he just literally just like, hey, grabbed his balls in one hand and held the stick in the other and just fucking whooped ass for 2 days straight.
That's how you got to get it done in Atlanta.
Yo, I also have to give a special shout out to when he went up for grand finals. He was decked out. In the flag.
Yeah.
That was
Man.
amazing. That's some real pride right there.
Yeah. I mean,
The rest of the weekend, he was just in normal casual stuff, but he brought that just in case he made it.
Yeah.
Like he
And
wasn't
the
even
best
wearing
part-
that day, right? Like he changed
No.
into it.
He was wearing it during winners finals, and then grand finals, boom, decked out in his colors.
Nice.
That was awesome.
See, I love that. Like, I am a complete and total nationalist. I love America, like, way more than anything else. But I am perfectly fine for other people loving their own countries as well, because that's just cool. You gotta support, what's home to you. You gotta have some pride, because while it might not be the greatest place on earth, there's always a way to try and make it better.
Yeah, by betting on soccer.
It's called football.
Oh,
That is-
sorry. In America, we call it soccer because we already have a football LLC.
Oh,
You know what? I'm not. You know what? I'm not going to fight about this. I'm just going to tell you you're wrong, and I'm going to move on. But that was really good. Marvel was really good, even amidst all of the hubbub and the controversy. And honestly, I can't even say I watched all Street Fighter 4. I really can't.
I watched a decent chunk of Street Fighter 4. It was pretty damn good. Got to say.
I watched Finals Day, and that was pretty good.
Yeah, Finals Day for everything was good.
The whole thing with having to watch multiple streams in order to watch the entire tournament again is iffy. I mean, you can use multi-Twitch, but I'm lazy. I don't do that.
Well,
Like,
and I thought, I don't know what happened. I guess they were talking about it a little bit. The switch from Spooky to Capcom Fighters seemed like there was an issue.
yeah, there
Because
seemed to be a minor
it was
issue.
what? It was 30. It was about 30 to 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And there was like a bunch of like they had that placeholder where it gave you like those random facts about fighting games for about 30 or 40 minutes, and I was at a viewing party and that just came up there and literally everybody was like, "Screw it, let's go get something to eat, let's go get some beer," which is fine. Intermission's time, fine.
Yeah.
But at least tell us when it's going to be up.
Did you know Bird Frog refers to Saizo Super in Breaker's Revenge?
Serious shit. When I saw that info, when I saw that fact up there, I was losing my shit. That was the best. That was the best.
We're spreading, people.
Yeah, but I got to give it to them. They had 50,000 viewers for Street Fighter 4 Grand Finals.
Yeah, that's good.
This is the most. Like, it was just 50,000 viewers on one stream, not multiple streams. Total 50,000. This was one stream that had 50K.
Yeah, we were beating a League of Legends casual by 5K.
Yeah. Hell, it was the highest viewed stream at the time, I think.
Yeah, I think it ended up crawling up to that because the only thing above it was some Hearthstone thing, and I think that ended, so we ended up getting that.
You know what I think is helping viewership is not only with the expansion of Twitch, but because from what I've found out is that a lot of professional Dota players also really enjoy the fighting game scene and kind of wish that their events were kind of more like fighting game events in some ways. So it's funny because it's like a grass is always greener on the other side. And thanks to Hubert Dozer for letting me know. Then going on Twitter and seeing people like Grand Grant and Zai talking about like, oh man, I can't wait to see Adon go in and like tear people up. It was just really interesting. So there's definitely lots of overlap between many communities.
Overlap.
Well, yeah,
You mean people can enjoy multiple things?
I know, right? It's such a foreign concept.
I don't believe this.
Nah, B.
Wow, you guys just shot that down quick.
Like exactly one thing.
I'll have fun with one game and one game only.
Exactly one video game. Choose it at birth.
Wow.
It better not be an FPS, because, oh man,
I was born into Afterburner 2.
you're going to be
It is
playing-
the end-all game.
waiting for the Afterburner PvP.
You were just,
Just
born
sitting at
into
that afterburner cabinet.
you were just born into GoldenEye 007. You can never leave.
Oh man,
Like N64 only.
that frame rate's terrible.
Your
Yeah,
frame rate's terrible.
Tony always has to play Odd Job.
Dirty cheater. I actually always played Jaws, so I mean, honestly, that was my thing.
He
You
was a
just wanted to
bigger
be a
target.
jobber.
But he's
Yeah.
a harder headshot.
Yeah, even though headshots weren't that important in that game.
Yeah.
Easier target though.
Yeah,
You can't miss him.
just like in every game I play, yo, low tier for life.
Yo, man, I'm this tiny dude running around. You're running through my proximity mine hallway.
Slap chops, dude. Slap chops.
Slap shops. Oh god.
Oh, slappers only?
Oh my god, no.
Facility? You ready?
Oh,
There were
man.
like sleepovers that ended up in real slap boxing matches because of that shit.
You think you tight
I
with
had
the
sleepovers
slaps?
that ended in like fist fights because of
Well, they always ended fist fights. That's the one thing about slap boxing is it always stays slap boxing for like until somebody gets slapped.
There's a reason it's called slap boxing. It turns from slapping into boxing. That's what
Exactly.
Pretty true.
Open hand turns into closed fist.
Slap. All right, man. Oh yeah, I just want to say on the last note on DiCaprio, she's Leona. Okay, we can move on now.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leona DiCaprio.
Oh my god.
DiCaprio.
I hate you all.
Yeah,
You're supposed to be laughing.
No. It's like
It's not
laughing at.
funny. Why would I laugh?
Come on, guys, I need
We're all
this.
supposed to have solidarity and share the same opinion. Why would we
Should've gone-
ever have differing opinions?
Should have gone for the lowest and most obvious of the hanging fruit. Decappa.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
That
You know
got-
what?
Somebody already did that.
That fruit is so low, it's like on the ground and rotten.
God.
Oh my God.
So the other thing that happened was, according to Famitsu, Ramlethal Valentine will be selectable in Guilty Gear Xrd sometime in April.
That's pretty cool. Personally, I can't wait to try out Ram Lethal.
I'm still trying to figure out what her name is, because initially Arxis had it set to Ramathurl, like what was it, ERL or REL? I forgot what it was. Something like that. Now it's
Ram.
Ramlethal or Ramlethal? We'll see. Ramlethal sounds better than Ramlethal.
It's
Obviously,
Rambi
me and
from
Paul are
Doc
never
Doc.
going to agree on this, but
Well, I still hear you guys say Zerd, and I'm like, no, it's Xrd.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
Zerd.
it's X-
I call
well,
it
they
Xrd.
pronounce it Xrd, so
XRD. Just say it all
Exotic.
out.
Hold on. Here's the thing, though. Are we really gonna go with their pronunciation from the same guy that did Zex? Like, these are the people that just. Are we gonna have to
Milia
reference
a rage.
Yeah, that's
Rage.
stupid. It was Guilty Gear
Zex.
ZX, obviously.
Zex. I still like how the voice changes, like as he's going through like the scaling of intensity, where it's like Jam Kudabure.
by the way, has anybody noticed
Hey.
in Exard whenever they pronounce Potemkin's name, it sounds really weird?
It's right.
Yeah.
It's the right way to pronounce
It's
it.
yeah, it's the actual pronunciation of the word.
Pochemkin or whatever.
No, they call it like Chumpkin.
Yeah, so
No,
that's
that's
actually
the-
how it's
that's the-
pronounced.
Oh, really? Well,
Man, we suck.
No,
Well, it's
Potemkin.
not exactly English.
Exactly.
well
that's what I'm
Potemkin
saying.
says Potemkin Buster, so I don't care.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, he says his own name in the game. It's Potemkin Buster. So boom, his name is Potemkin.
I'm talking like, there's no Paul Buster, there's no Alex Buster. You
Yeah,
guys
there is. You just ain't gotten hit by it yet.
There is an Alex Buster.
Clever
see, like-
wordplay there, Chris. Yeah, thank you.
You can't tell Potemkin how to pronounce his own name, man. Like, you ever seen a Slammin' Salmon? It's just like that shit. You try to correct Michael Clark Duncan's pronunciation and stuff, punch you in the gut.
Nobody saw that movie.
I did. It's hilarious.
Nobody saw it.
Anyway, I'm excited for DJ Ram Lethal to finally, drop a hot set
Hold
on
on,
us.
hold on. What if the L's and R's are backwards and her name's actually
Lam
Lam Rethel?
Lam Reether?
Yeah.
Like Grim Reaper or something?
Mhm.
You're done.
Someone please find the musical reference to this so we can get some sort of more, information.
How many
Is this
nicknames is she gonna get? Like, like I already got Ram Chan.
Oh my god. What was I gonna say? I can't remember now because we bantered on a bit.
That's what it is. The spelling to the name they gave us was Ramletherl.
What?
That was the initial spelling.
Ramlethurl.
Yeah.
Hold
trying
on.
to figure
What
out
is
what
it
band
in
that's
its
referencing.
original Japanese?
Oh.
Ramurita. I'll just leave it
Well,
there.
it's
So-
probably in katakana, so it doesn't count.
Well, it's whatever.
You're
Like,
in-
if I can read it, then I'll be able to figure out what band they're referencing. If they're even doing that.
But I also... Oh, I think I remember what I was gonna say. Wait!
What?
I think I lost it again.
You're fucking terrible.
Wait, I got it. Nope. No.
I'm sorry.
Ramuretaru.
Yeah,
Oh.
I saw.
I do remember now. I finally remember. People
Well
are
done.
complaining about pronunciations and such like that. But every time I hear anybody say Blazblue, I want to strangle them.
Oh my god.
Yes,
Or
please.
Blazblue?
Yeah,
Oh
Blaz.
god, that's the worst.
It's just like, sir, I don't think you deserve breathing privileges anymore because you went over the line.
I don't know how many times they have to say Blaze Blue for people to understand it.
Yeah.
Or it's what's even really good is people who say Naruto.
Oh.
Oh god, just kill
Stop.
me.
We could keep doing this, but damn, it makes me
I
angry.
swear to God, people do it. Believe it.
Chris, is your favorite shooter Ikaruga?
No, it's Raiden.
Oh.
Oh.
You know what? I like Raiden.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Raiden's
Raiden's
good.
alright.
Well, so what is that?
Well, as they call it in the hood,
Just
Raiden.
Raiden. Yeah, Raiden.
Ramlethal? Is it Ramlethal?
Ramu Urezaru. That doesn't.
Last
fucking
name is
reference the name.
Valentine?
Yeah,
With a B?
Valentine.
I just call it Blablu.
Blablu.
Blah. Well, that's what
Blah.
they...
Well, we all knew when the game came out and they actually said the name of it.
Brebru.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they said that when it first came out, people were just like, "I'm not calling it that." No.
There's like no like Z sound in there in the Japanese pronunciation.
Because it'd be like Blajibru.
Yeah, they'd have like a J in there. Like, eh.
Trying to find this tweet. People were putting up images last night, or some Japanese people were putting up images last night comparing Ramathal's sprite to
I saw that.
New, I think it is.
Mew and
Both Mew
all the other-
and like
All the
Mew
Sankishin.
or New.
I don't know what they're called.
I do, because
Yes. So I've been trying to find those images right now. I just saw it on Twitter. I completely forgot to save the image last night because I was tired as crap. So yeah, apparently from what I was able to make through Google Translate is they're saying that this character is just a sprite rip, pretty much. Like they just took her, drew over her, and turned her into an Xrd character.
so what?
I'm
We're
not
already
complaining
used to that.
about it.
She's
I'm
the
pointing
Capri,
it out.
so what?
So
Well, I think the difference here is that this is completely textured differently, and
Yeah.
it isn't ultimately a 2D sprite that they're making. It's a 3D one.
Yeah.
It's a 3D model.
Also,
Because I mean, let's
it's-
be real. They probably started with a 3D model to make all the BlazBlue sprites because that's what that's how things are done nowadays.
yeah,
Here's the other thing. She's not actually a sprite rip. If anything, it's just that freaking animation that looks similar. And I'm not saying they didn't lift the animation, but it's very clear that they're not built from they're not the same model.
Yeah.
all I'm saying is if they're going to reuse assets that Arc System Works, then maybe Kunio will show up in Guilty Gear Xrd. I'm gonna be kicking people in the head as fast as possible, and it's gonna be great.
Stealing their
I
pocket
gotta
change.
say that would be sick.
Oh man, I wish. You don't know how much I want to see Kunio in a fighting game. I want a Kunio fighting game, like a
Well,
real one.
Crash the boys, man.
The latest one kind of has the fighting mode in it, which is pretty cool. What's her name? Misuzu. She plays just like Hagar, which is funny.
Oh
She has-
man, that's sick. I want to play her.
she's just a huge chick, and she just pile drives people and does the gut punch and everything, like body slams.
Yeah, I need to play this character.
It's so sick. I wish that game would come to America.
Thank you, Chris. I couldn't find it. Wouldn't show it on my timeline.
Oh yeah, I retweeted that.
Oh,
a
you
couple
retweeted
days
it.
ago,
Oh, okay.
So I just looked through it, and now everybody gets to see my awesome new Twitter layout. Yeah.
That looks terrible.
Shut up! You don't know what
Mine's
you're
gonna-
talking about.
Owned.
Mine was gonna be cool, but it wasn't there. It's a three-legged dog with an American flag on his back.
That is amazing.
I couldn't
Oh,
put it on.
Wait, Chris, this is your new Twitter background?
Yeah.
Which GeoCities site did you get it from?
Hey-oh! Joe Sanyu was Angel Fire.
Oh! I fucking made it myself, man.
He looked up the image on Alta Vista.
Jeez.
Got it from Pixiv and put them together and sized it and everything. You guys fucking dicks. I'm going to get another beer.
Yeah.
Did you cry about it?
I think he's crying into his beer.
Oh, okay.
Makes sense.
Kind of does.
So, what else have they announced for the character? Have they not announced playstyle or anything?
No, they haven't. And I haven't actually, as far as I know, I haven't seen any footage of the boss fight, so I don't have any idea what she's going to play like.
Yeah, because I've gone out of my way to try to find footage of her, and I haven't found shit. The only thing I found so far is that they have her move page listed. That's it. And mind you, that was just added the other night, so that doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, that's not really helping everybody figure it out. And especially if It'll probably, my guess is it'll be like, where it'll have most of the same moves, but there'll be obviously, boss only supers, because Order Soul had the same thing. Had
Order
it.
Soul too in the survival mode.
Hmm?
Like if you hit survival mode 999, you had to fight a gold soul bad guy who had a special super and stuff.
Oh, I didn't even play survival mode. I'm just talking about the arcade.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
I think there is. It looks like from a magazine where it showed off some things that she had, just like a couple still frames. It looks like she might have she has like two familiars that are those big teeth-looking things that hold swords.
Yeah, that's that kind of reminded me of Dizzy for some reason.
Yeah, kinda. Like they were like two halves of like one that could be like a big sword, but I think also might have like a laser super and attacks with flying swords because Arc System Works like their girls with the flying sword attacks. So
That's true.
I mean, I don't remember saving the scans anywhere. I probably should have. They're on Twitter somewhere, so.
Well, she should be cool to play. It's something new. And then that also gives us hope for a Sin character addition. Maybe.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
I think one of the things that really gets me amped about this, I guess it's a patch since they're updating the game to add the character, but they're also making small changes, is the rumblings that you can once again throw bursts.
Oh, yeah.
I hope that's back.
I did read that.
I like that feature.
Did he get your heart all of Twitter?
It just seemed like something that they didn't have to take out.
Maybe they forgot.
Yeah, that's very possible that they forgot to include it, and so they're just like, here you go, guys. No charge.
Yeah, it's just like, the guy that was supposed to add, throw bursting at the end of the day just fell asleep on the job, and, they're like, this looks like it's done. Just take it off of his desk. And he wakes up, no! What have I done?
They're
I
like,
hope
hey,
they do
go ahead.
Go ahead, Chris.
I was going to do some stupid joke, but I'm just going to swig my beer instead.
Excellent, thank you. What I was going to say is I hope they do something obnoxious for the throw bursts. Because obviously we have danger time and the time slows down and the counts down and does all that thing. And we have the cool zoom away and the rotation when you get a KO. What if every time your burst gets thrown you just get a really obnoxious laugh?
Yeah, it pans to the audience. Everyone's laughing.
Can it be the Darkstalkers laugh when you attack?
It needed to be more derisive.
I want it to be the exploding raptor every time you take a round.
Jeez.
That's like my favorite sound effect in the game. Just like, it's like what was that? Oh man.
See, they need to do that. Just make it so when your burst gets thrown, you have a life crisis.
You have those two old guys from the Muppets just going,
Oh yeah.
You just get that situation where you have to put your head in your hands.
Yep.
Like, what did I do with my life?
You push your head so far into your hands just go through the back of your head.
it even slows down like Roman cancel time, where it's just like, slow ass throw, enjoy it.
Speaking of that, I think that's such a novel idea. That should have been a stretch goal for Yatagara's Attack on Cataclysm, to have a Waldorf and Stanler announcers for when you play the game.
Oh man, that would have been awesome.
I'm all about really derisive announcers. Just your throat gets bursted, you kind of just start holding your hand or holding your head in your hands, and your buddy comes up, arm on the shoulder. Hey, dude, you're burst. I know, man. Shut up, dude. What do you think I know?
It just happened.
The game's reminding me still.
But that's good.
Just so about your burst.
Yeah. You get a letter. What if you register your card on AllNet or whatever the hell it's on, and then suddenly you get a letter in the mail. Dear
Just
sir or madam, your throw got or your burst got thrown.
That's like Daisuke sends you a letter and says hey, how about that patch?
Or even better, they should just like install a hidden camera, like you know how they have like on the streets, where like if you get like so mad or like do so poorly, like they send you a thing like a ticket in the mail, be like, oh, at this point you got really mad at the arcade because you did something really stupid,
Like a fucking traffic light.
and then you have to like go and contest it in court. It's like you need to go back to training mode if you want to get this off your record.
Also, pay us $300.
What if there's like a built-in camera that every time a throw or a burst gets thrown, it just takes a picture of your face, like immediately as it happens, and you're just like, "What the shit?"
Oh, it's like the freaking roller coaster photos.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, that'd be so awesome.
Man, you know what's going to be bad is if the card starts counting how many times your burst has gotten thrown.
Oh man,
It's just going to have this stat like bursts thrown.
sad face.
Hey, yo, any number over 0 is already embarrassing.
They're like, nah, see, I was playing the AI, and the AI's hella scrubby, you know, so it just came in on me, so I tried to gold burst it, and they just fucking threw me.
You can't throw a gold burst, can you? I mean, aren't they invincible?
I don't know.
That would just be. But on the other side, if it was how many bursts you've thrown, then you would look like that dude.
Oh yeah, man. Your muscles are suddenly like 10 times as big. You're freaking Scott Steiner. That's the only time I'm going to mention Scott Steiner on the show, by the way.
You think that?
I have nothing else to say about the guy, except, well, I do, but I won't.
Yeah, so last night, Hellpox and I came back with our daily blow-up. If you guys missed it, the archive is up on YouTube.
It
We
is.
ended up playing Mark of the Wolves, and it went fairly well.
I want a match.
You won a match.
Out of how many?
And nobody was
I was
counting.
like, what? I don't know. A lot.
I like that nobody was counting. I don't know, a lot.
Also, the match he won was in a first to 5, I think we did, where I had my handicap set all the way down. His was set all the way up.
Why is that even important? They're going to figure that out when they watch the channel. Now they ain't got
It
no
was
other reason to watch
hilarious.
the video, man. Jeez.
That's it. Just fast forward to the end. That is the most entertaining part. Seriously, the match he
Man, I'm
wins is the
telling
best
Seg,
match.
man, you're bad for business.
Damn it. I didn't know this. Yeah, we'll be back at it again. We've taken a few weeks off due
Are
to
you going to be back
SCR.
at it at Krispy Kreme?
I totally wanted to say it, but I didn't want to be like the one.
Yeah, I see how
Somebody
it is.
had to say it.
So yeah, we've taken a break because SCR and a few other things, and yeah, we're back, and hopefully we do more games. Just once again, send us recommendations on what games you want us to play. As long as it's on GGPO, we'll do it. Hopefully the next time Chris and I are in the same place at the same time, we can record games together, like just in person, and then play them
Tournament
later.
fighters.
Yeah, I'd like to do Tournament Fighters. I want to get together with
I
Josh.
I
and
saw
stuff, too.
Kugler's picture earlier today, and I was like, "Yo, next time Paul is in Southern California, we need to play Tournament Fighters."
You need to tell
Is
Paul
he
to
any
stop
good
dubbing
at
me.
it?
No, they had a layover because they missed their flight, and him and the Arizona crew were learning the game.
Oh, okay. Tell them come see me. I'll
I like that. Come see me.
Look, I may not be good at these fancy ass new games, but I'll beat the crap out of in tier Tournament Fighters.
Wait, who are you playing Tournament Fighters?
I'll
See,
play Spider-Man.
I totally wasn't expecting the rest of that sentence because you kind of pause. It's like, I might not be good at these new fires, but I'll beat the crap out of them. Like, oh.
In the streets.
Yeah, I'll use just about anyone in
Oh.
Tournament Fighters.
I'm
I don't really
all-
care who.
I'm all
I
with the
enjoy
Chrome Dome.
I'll play him on the Genesis version.
I've never played that version.
Not
It's
playing that
good.
game. Chris.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's
But
not.
well, yeah, like I was saying though, I'd like to get together with, like, say, Nerd Josh and do some stuff like this.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'd like for Chris to get together with some people in NorCal.
I
and
would
play,
too.
like,
I'd just
Chris
like
would
for
also
Chris
like
to
that.
get some friends.
Yes, Chris would like these things too, but unfortunately, Chris has a daughter, and he has to
Yeah.
focus on her getting friends.
This is true. Then Walkman, you're still doing your Skullgirls daily.
Yeah, I want to do one this week now that a lot more of the personal stuff has kind of died down for now.
Mhm.
So I should be able to get back to doing things.
blow. And we should have more daily blow-ups featuring different people coming up soon. Like, we'll have daily blow-ups for, say, Tekken, Street Fighter, or we already have Street Fighter. Hopefully Marvel and some other games too. Because what we'd like to do is have a daily blow up for every day of the week, and see how it goes. Because right now they're doing really well. People seem to enjoy them, and oddly enough, the most popular one is the Skullgirls Daily Blow Up,
Yeah.
done by our very own Lord Walkman.
That's why I need to do more.
Yep.
I think the greatest thing about it, though, is the fact that it's actually attracting more people that have never followed I Play Winner before.
Yeah.
And I can tell because in the chat, people were calling me Winner, despite me being Walkman.
Oh yeah, I
So-
saw that. Yeah.
No, see, people calling you winner despite you being Walkman and despite you being a loser in the game.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
did not see you win.
Oh.
I saw you win one match.
I won like half. Like, I'm going to be
Okay.
perfectly honest.
Yeah, I seriously only saw you win one match.
Yeah. People tell me to stop matching 720, and I tell them no. Because it makes me win.
Oh, solo Bella.
When I get the 720, I'm a winner.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Look, guys, I'm gonna win how I lose. 720.
Look, if I don't rotate the people on top of this earth, you can rotate me into the ground. I don't give a shit. It's going in or out.
Damn.
I respect that.
So yeah, once again, whatever you want to see me and Hell Pockets play on Sundays, just let us know. Send us a tweet or just whatever. You know how to get in contact with us. We're on the internet, I think. Let us
Sometimes.
know what you want us to play. What I think the biggest game people want us to play right now is Last Play 2, so we'll see.
I've been getting
Might do
multiple
that.
requests for that. And we already did Sam's show too, so they're not going
Yo, I wanna
that.
five-
Special.
I want
so
to
terrible.
special.
5 special,
It's
yeah.
5 special.
If you want to.
I'll
I-
fuck you up.
I want you guys
Like
to
that.
play Money Idol Exchanger because that game is way better than Magical Drop 3. Just
Well,
saying.
okay, look, this is the thing. It's got to be a fighting game.
Mhm.
What? It's a versus game. What about
Gotta be a
the?
fighting game.
What about Twinkle Star Sprites? Does that count?
It's got to be a
Hey
game
man,
where we're
if we
physically
could,
punching
I'd
each
play Oscar 100%, but we can't.
120%. Get it right.
I don't play that game. That's for fucking rich people.
Damn.
I only play it 100%, man.
This guy doesn't even know his poverty games.
It's not poverty enough for me. I got that Oscar 120% demo. It's only 100%.
Project Justice. I wish people could play Project Justice, but
Game
I
is
don't know.
terrible.
wow.
Game is so
All
bad.
right. We got
Whoa,
we got
whoa,
20. We got
whoa,
15
whoa.
minutes left. We're gonna
Project
discuss
Justice
this real
is
quick.
bad?
We're gonna
Hold on,
discuss
hold
this
on.
real quick.
Yeah, Paul, explain why Project Justice is bad.
This just the entire system is bad.
Wow.
No, I kind of agree with them, but not for the same reason. Like, yeah, it's not that great of a system. Everybody's pretty much the same in that game. There's a couple of differences here and
You know,
there, but-
you're so wrong right
no,
now.
you're right now.
Yeah, that's what I was about to
let's-
say. I'm like,
let
these
me fucking
two
talk.
guys are stupid as hell. I don't know
I'm
what
not
you're
talking about approach. I'm just talking about a lot. Since it's a 3D game, they reused a lot of animations for the same characters. Like a lot of characters have the same exact normals.
All right,
Oh
now
no.
tell me the difference between a Kyosuke combo and a Roy combo.
I didn't say
and
anything
you'll
about
see,
combos. I
You'll
said-
see the differences.
But you
It's-
picked two totally different characters. Oh my bad, jeez. And there's a lot of like rehash characters in that game, like Daigo and Beast Daigo, and it's just kind of like, eh.
Well, I mean, that's just kind of the way it
And
goes.
then how many Batsus are in that fucking game, man?
Only 3.
Holy. Look,
But I do like it.
look, if we could get, I wish that the fourth character and the fifth character in Ultra Street Fighter had been powered up Akira. That would have been.
That would be sick.
Oh my god.
That was my main character in that game. I would love to use her in Street Fighter 4.
Why would you ever play the twins when you can get this Baji-Kwan underneath your belt, shoulder checking and wrecking?
She do shit damage though.
What? Have you played Project Justice?
Chris, you are an idiot. Okay.
I play Beast
You
Daigo.
and
She don't fuck
Paul,
with me, man.
I'm not taking
You don't fuck
any
with
of
me, man.
anything you
don't-
two say
don't
about
fuck
fighting
with me.
games
I
seriously.
played that shit in Japan in '99, freaking 8-1. Get
Wow,
out.
99. You mean when it first came out and when
Yep,
nobody...
Yep.
when it-
When did you
Hold
play
on.
it in Japan?
When
When did you
everybody
play it in
wasn't
Japan?
doing the
When did you
internet.
play it in Japan?
Excellent.
I want to make a clarification here that Chris saying he played it in Japan, he means his local anime store that is now
No,
defunct.
I was in Shinjuku at a local arcade where they had the cigarette ashtrays, and I thought they were coin trays, and everybody was laughing at me because I dropped all my 100 yen coins in that thing. I still whooped their asses, and then I beat them in Guilty Gear X also.
Damn X.
So what he's telling us is that outside this anime store was some dude panhandling. God damn it, Chris! I don't believe any of this.
I'm so good, you don't even know, man.
So, okay, here. How about this, Walkman? Next time we get together, we try to record Project Justice. Me and
Dude,
you.
that'd be good. That means I'm gonna have to bust out the Dreamcast and like practice some more.
Fine. That's fine.
I'm gonna learn those Roy combos so I can be all American and top tier.
Look, this guy plays Roy.
I was about to say, so
I actually
which
don't
of you is
like
gonna
Roy,
play all
but-
the broken characters.
Who are the broken characters?
No, I said which of you is gonna play all the
Oh.
broken?
That's me,
Yeah.
most likely.
I'm gonna be Momo and Roy.
I'm picking Roberto.
I'm just picking Team
Yeah, I
Batsu.
was like, oh, here we go.
Kicks people in the dome.
Roberto.
Grab you by the head and then smash your face into my
Yeah.
foot.
He's got like seriously, he has the most violent moves in the game. He kicks the living shit
Well,
out
he's
of
a soccer hooligan. What do
I'm
you
going to
expect?
play the best 3
I love
characters
it.
in the game. Batsu, Batsu, and Batsu.
Batsu's actually not very good in the game.
Yeah, he's actually not.
It was like I know
You don't
Demon
know.
Hill's good, but no, I'm not using Demon Hill.
Demon Hill, come on, man. It's not even, like, legit.
Yeah, Momo was good. I never really cared for her.
Didn't he have to move back to the East Coast?
Yep, he did. He definitely
Yeah,
did.
Brandon ain't around anymore.
Oh, okay, just check.
Wait, what?
So yeah,
Demon
Demon Hill.
Oh,
People who play Demon Hill don't even deserve to play that game.
dude, have you not seen the Demon Hill and the? Oh my God, what's his name? Shoma. You hit him with the Shoma
Shoma's
team up, and then you just do the Demon Hill like supercharged dash super, and it combos and it does like 60%. Yeah.
Scumming.
All right, you officially know way more about this game than I do.
I watched so many tournament videos for this game. Oh my God. I'm gonna tell you this though. Rival Schools is my favorite Capcom fighting series of them all.
Wow, it really sucks them that they just kind of like
Yeah.
killed it.
Oh, we're gonna put this on. Don't worry, we're gonna put it on. Indefinite canceled status. Not
Yeah,
even
we'll-
hiatus.
Let's
It's
go
done.
talk to Matt and be like, hey, man, so, like, you brought everything else back. How about Project Justice?
Wait,
Complete
Tony,
with
help
the
me
board
out here.
game? It's
What?
got to have the board game.
What was the name of that IP that Capcom had? That it was a 3D fighter. It was a Dreamcast
Capcom
game.
Fighting All Stars.
Shut the fuck up. It was supposed to be like kind of like an Ultraman parody where they had like giant monsters fighting each other.
Oh, are you talking about? Oh my God.
It's Capcom Fighting All Stars.
Shut the fuck up.
Talking about the one with the giant robots?
Yeah, not Cyberbots. Not Cyberbots.
No,
it
no,
was
I know what
3D,
you mean.
Yeah.
I know it's called Kikayo in Japan. I don't remember what it's called in America. But yeah, that game's awesome. I play that a lot. What is it called? Kikayo. Let me just
What are
look
you
it
talking about? Isn't it the sequel like Star Gladiator?
Techromancer.
Yeah,
Techromancer.
Necromancer.
No, the sequel to Star Gladiator is Plasma Sword.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. Yeah, Techromancer. They actually had Techromancer at Nickel City in Chicago. God, that game's terrible.
Techromancer's dope. I don't care.
It sucked.
Yeah, it's trash.
It's not good, but I enjoyed it. Okay, so it
You
doesn't
enjoy
matter.
bad things. Somebody needs to love
I
them.
do. I mean, if people haven't realized this by now.
I'm all for Capcom taking risks.
Yeah.
It actually
yeah,
uses-
I mean, why not, right?
Like, what if the fifth character was just G Kaiser and
Oh man, I would have been
he's
so
just a
excited.
gigantic mech the size of Hugo.
I probably would have just went and like asked Hans if I can get a tour of Capcom, and I would have just like stolen the copy and just left. Like,
Jumped out of a window.
yeah. I'll
I
let
can just
myself on
imagine Anthony like jumping out a window.
I'm out. I got it, boys.
So, hey, can you
Third
guys
floor
buy
window. He
the
just
rights?
bounces when he hits the ground and keeps running.
Light myself on fire so they can't catch me.
Wow.
That's a good idea. They should just buy the rights to Psychic Force.
No.
Psychic Force. I played a lot of that game too, but that game's annoying sometimes.
Because you can't do anything?
It's like, I'm gonna play Gates. I'm gonna use this lightning move in the corner, and you're gonna take 1 billion damage, or your guard.
Doesn't Psychic Force have like one of the stupidest special move inputs in like known history?
Well, yeah, well, not
There's like
in history.
half
but-
circles, back, forward, forward.
No, I mean there's like legitimately a move that it's like summon suffering, but 1 billion times worse.
I don't.
Whose move
know.
is it?
I'm looking this up.
No, it's all like back forwards and stuff.
Nobody played that damn game.
I did. Don't lie.
Nobody who mattered played that damn game.
All right, that might be fair.
I think Mike Z played it.
Wow.
That's how I know about this.
My point stands.
Damn, homie. In high school, you were the man, homie.
Let's
see.
So, we got anything else?
Happy St. Patty's Day?
Hold on, I think I found the input.
Oh lord.
Oh my god. Is this real?
Let me take a look.
Up, down, back, forward, down, forward, up.
Who's
What?
that for?
This is Genma.
Oh, the old
yeah,
dude.
yeah. I could see him having that. He had some weird movements, but he was like the only one. Everything else was pretty standardized.
Yeah, everything else seems pretty standard, but this is the stupidest input.
Yeah, I could never do that.
Everybody just-
And it's not, and apparently it's not one of those things you can slop. Like you have to be deliberate with it.
Yeah.
God, what a bad game.
Yeah, forget that game. Let's play the real flying fighting game, Astra Superstars. None of
I
you
don't
know
even know
what
what
that
that
is.
is.
Yeah,
Never heard of it.
it's made by Sunsoft. It's for the Sega Saturn.
Yeah.
Sunsoft makes amazing games.
Yeah, I think, I swear to God, like, Phil Cafe must have been, like, part of Sunsoft at one point. Because a lot of their games are pretty similar.
Hmm.
Can't we just play the Outfoxies?
Oh, that game's sick too. I play that.
We could play Guardian Heroes 6 vs 6.
I really want to play it, but it's only on Xbox, and that made me sad.
I got an Xbox.
Yeah, but where's the PC version?
Of Guardian Heroes?
Yeah.
That's never going to happen.
I
Guys
know.
don't make PC games?
No, but Sega does.
You
Do
think
they?
that?
Yeah.
Not really. It's just
No.
crappy ports of their actual.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I don't
do that.
care. I want a crappy port too.
Oh, dude, if Guardian
don't.
Heroes is on
No, you
Steam,
don't.
oh shit. Speaking of
You know
on
what?
Steam,
I think we also need to throw down on some NBA Jam. Like that needs to happen.
SDR.
Which
NBA
version,
Jam.
though?
Yeah, I was about to say which version.
Either
Because I have the new one.
yeah, the new one is great, so I'm cool with that. But if you guys like want to get down on like some tournament edition or whatever, like that's fine.
Oh, I'll
too.
blow you up, man, with the hotspots.
Yo, we'll just do it.
Freaking Horace Grant all day.
Can we just play the Space Jam basketball game?
No.
No.
Damn it.
You know what? You know what's so bad about that
We
game?
can, however, play Mega Man Soccer.
We can play that.
I have
totally.
Mega Man Soccer.
Totally play that.
I know all the cheese.
You know what's horrible about the Space Jam game is that it's basically a rip from the Looney Tunes B-ball game, which is infinitely more entertaining.
The Looney Tunes B-ball game was tight.
Yeah,
I remember that game. It
and
was
they
good.
totally slopped up freaking like Space Jam, and I was like, wow, way to go, guys.
That doesn't surprise anyone, though.
I really want a Dota basketball game. Like no joke.
That
You're
would
getting
be
a fighting game.
hilarious.
You're getting a League of Legends fighting game instead.
I don't want that. I want a basketball game. It's like I want like Dota versus League, in not Dota or League or a fighting game. It's just straight up a sports game. Like that would be so sick.
Dota
Like,
versus
so it's going to
League
be the
golf.
Han sports game? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah, exactly. Like just it goes nuts.
Dota versus League and Hot Shots Golf.
Anti-Mage blinks in from like half court to hit a slam dunk. Like I just want to see crazy stuff.
Boom shakalaka.
I'm bringing that.
All
Into
right,
my
I think with
commentary.
that, we're done here.
Yeah,
We still
bro.
got 6 minutes, but yeah, we should probably wrap it up.
I was about to say, what are we going to talk about?
I don't
We got
know.
plenty to talk about.
Yeah, like I got
Uh,
this. I got this Jack in the Box taco hot sauce. Ingredients: water, tomato paste.
Dude, you're about to commit assault and
Anyway.
battery on your toilet.
Anyway. So, we got anything else?
That's it.
All right. Well, for everybody here, hope you've all had a good St. Patrick's Day and whatnots. And from everybody here at Super Desperation Radio, good night and good luck.